The Bush Institute recently released a set of policy recommendations on issues we work on. And one of the policy briefs that I authored was about the issue of how we think about time in school and better organizing our school day to meet the needs of kids and families across this country. Our model of school has been in place for decades. It was built around a model of fall through spring schools, 180 days per year, summers off, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And we really haven't updated that for the needs of families across the country. What we know is that more parents are working today than they were decades ago. We have families where both parents work. We have single parents. And so for so many families across the country, school is not just the place where kids learn their core subjects and develop themselves socially and emotionally, but it's an important source of childcare for millions of families across the country. And we've seen this particularly in this time of COVID, where kids not being able to physically be in school has brought on a real challenge for working families across this country. So I would really like for us to rethink and look at this issue of how we organize our schools. We also know that kids are behind academically when we look at how the United States is doing compared to the rest of the world. And we know that kids lose ground over the summer. And so I really think it's high time that we look at the way we organize ourselves in time in schools and look at more flexible scheduling options and potentially more time on task and more instructional time for kids in schools. In terms of the recommendations, my first one is we really have no data to show what kids and families need today that makes sense for them in terms of how to design school schedules. So I think we should do more to find out what kids and families need. Secondly, states often have restrictions in place at the state level in terms of policies and regulations around how the school day is organized. They should rethink that. Third, we have community organizations that serve the after-school population significantly, boys and girls clubs, et cetera. They're often not co-located within schools, though, and we could get creative about how we extend the school day in creative ways by bringing in those community services. And then finally, there are funding streams available, particularly from the federal government, that could be used to try new models of schooling. So I think it's high time we do this. And I would really encourage states and districts across the country to look at this issue at this time.